Hollywood has survived scandals, breakups, betrayals, but nothing prepared it for this. One rumor, involving Ana de Armas and Tom Cruise, sent shockwaves through studios, agents, and insiders overnight. A rumor so unexpected, so unbelievable, that even the stars themselves refused to comment. But here's the part no one is ready to hear. The truth behind this rumor is far more shocking than the rumor itself. No one in Hollywood saw it coming. Not the insiders, not the journalists, not even the most obsessive celebrity watchers. One quiet morning, before the city had even opened its eyes, a single rumor began to spread like wildfire. A rumor linking two of the most powerful and mysterious stars in the entire film industry, Ana de Armas and Tom Cruise. It wasn't a scandal. It wasn't a leaked photo. It wasn't a fight, or a breakup, or anything dramatic. In fact, it wasn't even confirmed. But the mere idea, the simple whisper, of Ana de Armas and Tom Cruise being connected in any unexpected way was enough to send shockwaves through the entertainment world. Studios were talking, fans were confused, blogs went into overdrive. Within hours, a rumor that had started as a quiet spark turned into a blazing storm that no one could ignore. Why? Because these weren't just two actors, they were two forces of nature. Tom Cruise, Hollywood's indestructible icon, the man who jumps off cliffs, flies fighter jets, and performs stunts younger actors wouldn't dare attempt. At over 60 years old, he is still the golden standard of blockbuster cinema. Decades of fame, global influence, and a level of dedication that borders on superhuman. And then there's Ana de Armas, the rising sensation whose journey is nothing short of extraordinary. From Cuba to Madrid to Los Angeles, she climbed her way into the spotlight with unstoppable determination. In just a few years, she transformed from a newcomer into one of the most in-demand stars in Hollywood, earning admiration for her talent, her intensity, and her authenticity. To careers built on passion. To lives wrapped in mystery. To stars who protect their privacy with iron walls. And most importantly, to people whose silence speaks louder than any headline. So, when the rumor started, people didn't know what to think. Was it real? Was it fabricated? Or was it something far deeper? Something Hollywood wasn't ready to talk about. The truth is, the entertainment industry doesn't fear scandals. Scandals come and go every week. What Hollywood fears are the stories it can't control. The ones that rise out of nowhere. The ones that don't fit any narrative. The ones that make people question everything they think they know. This rumor did exactly that. It made fans wonder if the two had crossed paths in a way no one expected. It made journalists dig for clues that probably didn't exist. It made studios nervous because stars of this level rarely end up in the same sentence, unless something major is happening. But here's the part that shook everyone the most. Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas never said a word. Their silence became the biggest mystery of all. A silence so loud that people started creating their own interpretations, their own theories, their own stories. And that's where the truth begins. Because this rumor, whether real, fake, or somewhere in between, would go on to reveal far more than expected. It exposed how Hollywood views power. It exposed how quickly a simple whisper can become a global conversation. And it exposed just how fascinated the world is by two of its brightest, most guarded stars. This is the story behind that rumor. What sparked it, what it revealed, and how it changed the way Hollywood sees its giants. The truth is, Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas were never strangers suddenly thrown into the same conversation. Long before the rumor exploded, they had already been orbiting the same Hollywood universe. They appeared at the same high-budget project meetings, crossed paths during international press tours, attended the same A-list events, and moved within the same elite circles of producers, directors, and studio executives. In an industry where everyone is busy building their own empire, these two shared something very rare, a kind of artistic intensity that sets them apart from almost everyone else. Both were perfectionists. Both were workhorses. Both had reputations for pushing themselves far beyond the expectations of the industry. And that was the foundation of a connection far more interesting than any. Rumor. Ana de Armas stunned the world with her transformation into Marilyn Monroe in Blonde. It wasn't just another role. It was a performance that demanded everything. Emotionally, physically, mentally. She lived inside that character with such depth that audiences worldwide were speechless. Critics praised her. Fans admired her courage. Hollywood finally accepted her as a force to be reckoned with. Meanwhile, Tom Cruise was rewriting the entire action cinema rulebook. Top Gun, Maverick was not just a movie, it was a cultural event. And as if that wasn't enough, the Mission Impossible franchise continued pushing cinema to new heights with every stunt, every chase, every frame. Tom wasn't just an actor. He was a cinematic phenomenon keeping traditional blockbuster filmmaking alive. So, when insiders whispered that Ana and Tom bonded, it wasn't over gossip, drama, or anything Hollywood typically thrives on. It was over craft. It was over discipline. It was over the unique pressure of global fame that only a handful of people truly understand. Anna admired Tom's unbelievable endurance, the way he approached filmmaking with military-level focus. She respected the dedication behind his stunts, his work ethic, and the way he protected his craft from distractions. Tom, on the other hand, watched Anna's rise with genuine respect. He admired how she never let fame bend her values, how she stayed grounded despite global attention, and how she continued choosing challenging roles instead of chasing trends. He saw in her a younger version of his own hunger, precise, determined, fearless. Their connection wasn't romantic. It wasn't secretive, and it definitely wasn't scandalous. It was something Hollywood rarely knows how to process: professional respect mixed with genuine human admiration. But here's the problem: Hollywood does not like silence. Hollywood likes narratives. Hollywood likes drama. Hollywood likes stories that fit neatly into headlines. So, when the two were seen talking at major events, or working alongside some of the same producers, or laughing during backstage moments, people didn't see the colleagues sharing mutual respect. They saw an opportunity to create buzz. And when buzz begins in Hollywood, it grows fast. Whispers became conversations. Conversations became speculations. Speculations became insider reports. And before long, the rumor mill was spinning so hard it drowned out the truth completely. Because in Hollywood, the line between respect and romance is one the public loves to blur. Even when the real story is much more meaningful, the rumor didn't just appear, it erupted. And it all happened because of one moment, one photo, taken during a major Hollywood industry event. Photographers captured Ana de Armas and Tom Cruise standing close, locked in what looked like a deep, serious conversation. To them, it was nothing more than a brief exchange between two professionals who respected each other. But to the outside world, it looked intense, emotional, and full of mystery. And in the age of social media, a single picture is never just a picture. Almost instantly, the photograph spread across the internet like a spark hitting dry grass. Blogs posted it with dramatic headlines. Entertainment pages zoomed in on their expressions. Gossip accounts began crafting their own stories. People started asking questions. The kind of questions that create chaos even when no answers exist. Is something going on between them? Are they secretly dating? Did they meet for a hidden project? Is this Hollywood's next unexpected power duo? Speculation turned into noise. Noise turned into theories. Theories turned into a wildfire. Asterisk, within just a few hours, millions had seen the photo. Within just a few days, the rumor had evolved into a full-blown storyline. And within a few weeks, it became the Hollywood rumor. The one everyone debated, joked about, exaggerated, and analyzed without actually knowing anything at all. But behind all the noise, behind all the headlines and the hype, a simple truth remained. Neither Tom nor Anna cared. They continued with their lives as usual, untouched by the online storm. Tom Cruise has built an entire career on discipline and focus. He's handled decades of fame, pressure, and public curiosity. Rumors never distracted him before, and they certainly weren't going to start now. Ana de Armas, on the other hand, is known for fiercely protecting her personal life. She doesn't let outsiders define her identity, her choices, or her friendships. She's learned to stay silent when the world gets loud, and this time was no different. But even if the two stars ignored the rumor, the world didn't. The surprising part wasn't whether the rumor was true, it was the reaction. Asterisk. People were fascinated, almost magnetically drawn to the idea of these two energies colliding: Tom Cruise, the unstoppable Hollywood legend, and Ana de Armas, the powerful rising star. They represented to different generations, to different types of fame, meeting at the peak of their careers. It wasn't the truth that captured attention. It was the symbolism. The rumor made people think about power, legacy, chemistry, and timing. It reflected the public's obsession with connections between big stars, especially when those stars seemed larger than life. Whether the rumor had any real basis didn't matter anymore. Whether they were simply talking didn't matter. Whether it was just a coincidence didn't matter. Because in Hollywood, perception becomes its own reality. And this rumor, innocent as it was, symbolized something bigger than romance or gossip. It symbolized the collision of two magnetic forces, two charismatic stars, two worlds blending for a split second, long enough for the world to imagine every possibility. Here's the part Hollywood didn't expect, the twist that no rumor, no headline, and no paparazzi photo could prepare them for. The truth is that this entire situation said far more about Hollywood itself than it ever did about Tom Cruise or Ana de Armas. People instantly assumed something dramatic must have happened between the two stars simply because they were seen talking, simply because they admired each other professionally, simply because they were seen in the same frame. But the reality behind the rumor revealed something much deeper: the unbelievable pressure Hollywood places on its stars, especially on women. Ana de Armas had already dealt with the heavy weight of media obsession long before this rumor began. Every time she appeared in public, cameras followed. Every time she spoke to someone, stories were invented. Every time she worked with a male co-star, headlines tried to link her personally rather than professionally. She was exhausted from constantly being defined by who she might be dating instead of the craft she poured her heart into, the roles she prepared for months, the characters she brought to life with vulnerability and dedication for Anna. The rumor wasn't shocking. It was familiar. It was another reminder of how the industry tries to shrink a woman's hard-earned achievements down to a romantic headline. Tom Cruise, on the other hand, had lived through decades of speculation, decades of rumors, wild theories, exaggerated stories, and endless attention. If anyone understood the power of staying silent, of refusing to feed the fire, it was him. Tom knew better than anyone that reacting only makes the storm grow bigger. So, both of them did exactly the same thing. And it was the smartest thing they could have possibly done. They said nothing. No statements. No clarifications. No interviews. No social media posts. Just silence. Powerful, intentional silence. And that silence became louder than any explanation they could have offered. Their careers continued rising. Their reputations remained intact. Their choices stayed completely in their control. Their image remained untouched by the noise, because the truth is simple. The rumor didn't expose a scandal. It exposed the audience. It revealed how quickly fans and the media jumped to conclusions. It exposed how eager people are to connect dots that don't exist. It showed just how easily mutual admiration gets twisted into gossip, and how quickly respect turns into speculation in the public eye. The rumor reminded Hollywood of something it constantly forgets. Its brightest stars are human. They don't owe the world access to their private thoughts, feelings, conversations, or friendships they don't need to defend. Every moment caught on camera. They don't have to explain every interaction they have at an event. Some connections are just connections. Some conversations are just conversations. Some moments are just moments. But Hollywood is a place where imagination is currency, and when imagination mixes with curiosity, rumors are born. In the end, the silence of Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas became the real message, a message about boundaries, a message about independence, a message about the power of staying above the noise, and most importantly, a message that not every story needs a scandal. Sometimes, the truth is simply that the stars respected each other, and the world wasn't ready to accept that. So here's what really happened. The truth that was hiding in plain sight the entire time. There was no secret affair, no behind-the-scenes romance, no dramatic confrontation, and no explosive revelation waiting to be exposed. The truth was almost disappointing to those who wanted chaos, yet far more meaningful to those who understand Hollywood's reality. The truth was simple, almost as simple for a world addicted to drama. Ana de Armas is a woman determined to build her career on her own terms. From the very beginning, she has chosen roles that challenge her, push her, and help her grow, not roles that simply fuel headlines. She protects her personal life with intention. She avoids unnecessary noise. She refuses to let the industry define her by anything other than her work. And that quiet strength is exactly what has made her one of Hollywood's most respected modern stars. Tom Cruise, on the other hand, remains a cinematic force unlike anyone else. For decades, he has stayed laser-focused on pushing the boundaries of filmmaking, flying real jets, jumping off real cliffs, performing stunts most actors wouldn't even rehearse. His dedication to cinema, his audience, and his craft is unmatched. And through it all, he has kept one thing consistent: a sharp line between his public image and his private world. To actors. To journeys. 2. Professionals who take their craft seriously and their privacy even more seriously. Their paths crossed. That's all. People talked, as they always do. The industry buzzed, as it always will. But nothing more happened. Nothing scandalous. Nothing shocking. Nothing dramatic. Yet in a strange twist of irony, the rumor still revealed something important. Just not what people expected. It proved that Hollywood, even in 2025, still struggles to accept a simple truth. Two powerful stars can respect each other deeply, without it becoming a scandal. The world is so used to controversy, so conditioned to expect hidden motives, that genuine human admiration feels suspicious. That is what truly shocked Hollywood. Not a romance, not a secret meeting, not a hidden connection, but the idea that two of its brightest stars could choose peace in a world that thrives on chaos. The idea that silence could be stronger than controversy. The idea that respect could exist without rumor becoming reality. Tom Cruise didn't feed the speculation. He didn't deny it. He didn't address it. He didn't play into it. He stayed focused, as he always has, on the next film, the next stunt, the next adventure that would push cinema forward. Ana de Armas didn't let it derail her focus either. She kept reading scripts, preparing for roles, and moving forward with the confidence of someone who knows exactly who she is and what she wants. She refused to shrink under the weight of assumptions. That was the real story. not the rumor. Not the noise, not the fantasies created by the internet. The real story was two stars who chose dignity over drama. Professionalism over gossip, and silence over spectacle. In a world where everything is amplified, twisted, exaggerated, and turned into content, their choice to remain grounded was the most unexpected plot twist of all. And maybe that's why this rumor became so big. Because sometimes what shocks Hollywood isn't scandal, it's maturity.